first of all, summarize the pitching, what you kind of thought of those performances.
Well, I thought they did a good job. Specifically, Brent battled. I mean, they had the leadoff guy on all 5 innings that he pitched. They had the drag for a knock, and then a walk, and then a single, and then a hit by pitch, and then another walk. And so he battled through it. He made some pitches, made some big pitches when he had to, had some guys on base. We kind of gave him that run that they scored because, they didn't get the bunt down, and then we wild pitch him to second, allow him just to move the guy up with a ground ball and score him with a ground ball. But, and then Adler came in a big spot and really slammed the door, and he kind of really set the tone, I think, because they weren't able to do a whole lot. They didn't get good passes at the ball against him. I don't know how many guys he struck out. It seemed like about 5 or 6.
Yeah, at least 5.
And so he threw fantastic, and then Geen came in and just kind of, gave us a good solid 6 outs. And we're going to need that from those guys and more guys. We feel like we're deeper than we've been on the mound, and I think these 4 games have kind of proven that. I mean, we've played 43 innings or so in 4 games, and the pen has been fantastic. I think I counted, we've pitched maybe 20 innings now out of the pen, and we've given up 1 run.
Also, I guess from an offensive standpoint, you guys seem to attack victory well. Defensively, everything was really crisp. I thought much improved over last year. Would you?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I was saying that one of the benefits of having 17 freshmen last year is they're all sophomores now that played. And that was one of the plans that we had, was that we were going to play them for good or bad and get them experience because we know they're talented and they're capable. And then we have 2 other freshmen that are in the lineup, right? Jeremy Martinez is in the lineup, and he DHs or catches, and Frankie Rios has played fantastic defense for 4 games. I mean, he's been lights out, and that's been nice because Lacey's been out, and that would kill us if we didn't have Frankie. So I think that they've all done well. The bats have woken up the last 2 days. It's more of what we expect out of our guys. It was nice to see Vaughn get another one today. And so what we're hoping is that he's going to start being, he's one guy who's capable of driving them even with these bats. He can create some serious leverage, and that ball was hit probably the same place it was on Sunday, so it was nice.
Yeah, I guess you talk about the bullpen and it being deeper, but just talk about the fact that you and I were saying earlier, last year is kind of like if you put an arm in there, you were like, kind of worried about it. Now these guys seem to have a lot of confidence.
They do, and they know that we have a lot of faith in them. They've been out there, they're experienced now. So they may be sophomores, but they're experienced sophomores. I mean, they threw a lot of innings. Brent threw 42 innings last year. Adler threw 30 innings last year. Guillen hasn't pitched much, but now that he has this new angle, he got converted about 3/4 of the way through the season last year, and he's really embraced it. And it helps because now he's throwing with some sink and he can kind of just attack the zone. It gives him some big-time attack and gives us the chance that if he's throwing strikes, we feel like he gives us a great chance to get ground balls, and we're going to play good defense behind him.
I guess moving forward, you hate to take too much in 4 games, but you look back at the weekend and then now, you got just assess how much can you take from game 4 games in the season?
Well, what I take from it right now is we're learning how to win different ways. I mean, we had to play we blew the lead in the 9th on Friday, and then we had to come back and win in 11. We had to throw up 9 zeros out of the pen to withstand Saturday, to win in 15, 2-1. And then the bats came alive and we scored 13 and beat them 13-6 on Sunday. And then today it was pretty much just a balanced attack. I mean, we moved some guys up, we scored the run, and we did it a variety of different ways. And that's what we're going to have to do. So the kids are learning how to win games. Last year, I bet we'd be 2-2 right now. With the same everything. We probably wouldn't have won both games Friday, Saturday. Yeah. We would have won one of those, and maybe not won either Friday or Saturday. And now we won them, and doesn't mean anything going forward. We have to play well to win. We know that. One of the things I try to tell them all the time is anybody can beat anybody in the game now. It's, any pitcher can go out there and hold you down, so you have to be relentless. And you can't take anybody for granted. And last year we'd play up to some good teams and play down to some other teams that we feel like we should have beaten, that we didn't. And so, hey, I'm proud of their effort.
What is maybe something that you look at? Because I saw you pretty much flawless tonight. What is something that you look at that you feel like it needs to be really improved as the season goes along?
Well, we left some base runners out there that we have to score. We have to do a better job with the man at third and less than 2 outs. We have to, on the mound, we have to do a better job with the leadoff hitter of the inning. Whether that's a focus thing, whether it's changing our routine in the dugout in between innings, but something's got to change because we're putting too many guys on base, and I think that are leading to the potential of runs. And as the season goes on, we can't do that because, early in the season, the pitchers should be a little bit ahead of the hitters. I mean, honestly, we should be a little bit ahead of the hitters. And so if we can really get to that point where we're making them swing the bat to score. And offensively, that when we have a guy at third and less than 2 outs, we cash that guy in 80% of the time. Those are the things that I think we really have to work on getting better at. And then once we do, and we'll get that ironed out.
I think the development of the team, as they just continue to mature, has helped with that.
Well, I think they're confident throughout the lineup now. And that means they're not waiting for one guy to do it. Last year, when Dante was healthy, we were waiting for Dante to do it. This year, or then we would wait for Landecker to do it, or we would wait for it would have to be one of a couple guys. Now there's confidence that they can move a guy up and then the next guy's going to do the job. And I think that's kind of the biggest maturity point of our offense, is that the guys are willing and are more likely to let the guy behind him do it, and move him up and play selfless baseball.
And one of the guys doing that is Vaughn. Obviously, 3 hits today, and another homer. What has been the biggest development for him from last season to this season? He's kind of up and down last year.
He's buying into kind of an approach where he's not he would get to the point where he would try and be too quick to everything. Want to launch the ball and not let it. His hands are good. He has great bat speed. He just has to let the ball travel to him before he puts a swing on it. And when he does that, he's able to do that. And one thing that young hitters struggle with is they don't want to get jammed. And he's strong enough that he can hit the ball over the infield. Like today, he got jammed, hit a ball into left center. He's got, most young hitters don't want to get jammed, so then they fly open and they leave themselves vulnerable to an off-speed pitch away or a fastball away, and he's learning that he can drive a ball to right center. So if he takes that approach, then he's going to pull the ball naturally.
So just a little bit more trust in his own himself.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust in his ability to take pitches, to see some things. Not have to swing at the first fastball he sees, regardless of where it is. So he's more confident in covering all pitches.